What? Oh, come on. I just started streaming too, and of course, my video is just not working. Sorry, I'm very late. Uh yeah, it'll do. Hello everybody. How's it going? Just give me a second. Currently setting up the stream because when I turned on OBS, my video capture wasn't working and I didn't realize it until after I started streaming. So I have to like refresh my shit here. Anyway, hello and welcome. It is midweek, Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good week thus far. I'm having a good week. It's nice and sunny and warm where I'm at, which is great. I'm sure as you can see in the background, it's super bright and everything. It's actually, I started this stream just a little later than maybe I should have. That is definitely my fault. I was playing a little bit of Hollow Cure earlier, and I get kind of lost playing the game. Plus, with that and Vampire Survivors and other games like it, you do have to dedicate a fixed amount of time to it. You can't really, well, Vampire Survivors eventually you can kind of quicken your way around that for sure. But Hollow Cure, at least right now, there's no chicken clock. There needs to be a chicken clock in the game that makes the game go faster for when you're in the more simpler early stages. Um, but anyway, hello, welcome. Hope everybody's doing fine. I did release a short today, a short on Turok 2, just on our little problem that we were having on Monday. Thought it was entertaining enough for a short, personally. So I went and edited it, and I think it turned out alright, though I tried to minimize the flashing as much as I could and add a little bit of a flashing warning. Because, I don't want to just like have people have seizures because of no reason, right? That's definitely something that I don't want. Also, we have a schedule today. I'm sorry if I'm just like very late in general and very sluggish. I'm like preparing everything while I'm on stream. So I'm talking to you guys here on my computer. I'm pulling everything up. Totally unprepared. Totally just not at all professional. And that's fine. We don't necessarily need to be professional anyway. I do see the views on the stream though, and I appreciate those who do come and view it. Even if some of those views, I think some of those views might be just people seeing the thumbnail and then just like YouTube auto running it just a little bit. But still, a view is a view, and I appreciate you looking at my shit long enough for it to register. Appreciate that at least. But anyway, we got a schedule today. Today is Wednesday, March 11th. We got a crossword today, like usual. The Wednesday crossword, so difficulty should be right in the middle, but I'm usually dumb. End of statement. Also really, really thirsty. All of a sudden, which I'm sure will not kick me in the butt when it comes later, when we're playing the game after we play the crossword, which is Turok 2, where we went through a little bit more than half of the game on Monday. We did not stream yesterday, but Monday, what we did is we went through worlds 1 through 4, through Port of Idea, Arisi, River of Souls, Death Marshes, and then Lair of the Blind Ones. And then today we're going to be doing 2 more worlds, which is going to be my favorite world, World 5, and then World 6, which I won't spoil either of them, but it's coming up, so look forward to it. And then, because Turok was kind of developed by the same developers who would go on to help found Retro Studios, we have to do a little bit of a Metroid Prime backtracking in order to get some Primogen keys in Turok 2, which will open up the actual final boss. So that'll be a little bit of the stream as well, and then we'll beat the final boss, which is the Primogen. because of course it is. And then that should hopefully be the stream. It probably might run a little bit short today, the stream. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something else if it's like way too short, shorter than I thought it would be. I don't know, it's kind of running through Turok 2 on Monday, to be honest with you. Kind of surprising. Anyway, we got a crossword today, and I should do something about, can I add like a text element to the stream? Yeah. We're going to add, I guess what this is called, a text GDI. Says, I'm not looking at chat, comma, please don't help me. Because some people come in and they'll try and help, and I don't want you to. Can I make this not white? Can I make this black, please? Let's see here. I could change the font. I really don't care. Let me guess. Right-click properties? No? Excuse me, just give me a little bit of a second here. I'm figuring out something on the fly. How do I make this black so that you guys can see it? Hold on. Luckily, I am on the internet right now. So OBS change text color. Yeah, it's like one of the first options. Let's see here. Scroll down to color section in properties. Double click. Oh, you can scroll down. Whoa, crazy. According to this, it's like already. That's background color. I'm stupid. There you go. Great. And then let's turn back on window capture. And let's shrink this. Oh, don't do that. Just give me a second. Just kind of... I should just keep this here. And then... We'll just put that over to the corner there. And I think it should just turn out all right. Let me... full screen on... Can I full screen here? I'm sure if you full screen, it's fine. I'm sure it's decent. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and minimize OBS now, because we're not going to be looking at that at all. And let me see something. Okay. Anyway, we have a crossword for today. We are on the 11th, right? Yeah. So we've got gift from a legendary fountain. That would be the... It would be the goblet, right? The... What is that called? The drink of life? It's the fountain of life. Oh, maybe you don't... Okay, for the fountain of life, maybe it doesn't really come with a goblet, right? What other legendary fountains could there be? I'm sure there's many, but I can only think of like the fountain of life. I'm gonna guess this is Alma. Attention getting sound. Is this a psst? No. Maybe a whistle, maybe a hey. Golfer Palmer. This is an Arnie Palmer? Yeah. Maritime Ridge. Is this not a shore? A sure. Espionage asset or garden pest. Espionage, a bug. Normally, a bug, maybe? No. Diane of Parenthood. Diane... I don't know anything about Parenthood, whether it be a movie or a show. This could be behind the scenes, behind the mask, maybe? The Yellow Magic Orchestra song. Snack. This could be a little bit of a treat. Could be maybe a chip. Just the singular chip. When you're a snack, you're looking good. Maybe you're handsome. Maybe you're pretty. Maybe you're hot. Um, org that makes snap decisions. This would be the uh actually don't know who makes snap decisions or who's in charge of snap benefits. I would have to imagine it's like a government agency that does that. But unfortunately I don't know right now. Prepare, hopefully this is fixed. Desserts that the Queen of Hearts made in Alice in Wonderland? They're like eating and drinking at a table. I remember that, I think. Aren't they? Is it cookies? Does it end with an S? Is it is it Oreos? No. Sometimes it's Oreos, not right now. I'm gonna guess the C. Wintour, who was editor-in-chief of Vogue. I've no. Address for British leader. This is the palace, right? The palace. I don't know what it's called. Buckingham. This is Buckingham Palace. Well, it's got ing in it. Something like that. Your masters or masters. Does it end in an S? Okay. And is this gurus? Is this teachers? Is this elders, maybe? I know elders not necessarily congruent with masters, but sometimes. Stockholder, somebody who holds somebody or something that holds a stock. Could this be like a gun stock? No. Deanna, I have no clue. Passe? Is this old? No? Okay. When something's passe, I'm not quite sure what that is. Kite and apron features. Normally it has a string, at least. Maybe multiple. 40% for many of vodka. This is 40% alcohol, right? Is it ALC? Is it for vodka? I don't know if alcohol has like a shortened thing to it. This is ors. Though I think that's not grammatically correct, right? Doesn't or mean multiple and singular? One of those words? Cube and cream. Rubik's cream. Ice cream. Rubik's cream. Blow your horn. Blow your horn. Blow your whistle. I've been listening to some Casey and the Sunshine Band, especially their debut record, Do It Good, or Queen of Clubs. Blow your whistle. Amazing record. Blow your horn. I'm gonna guess toot. Toots. Tooted. It's not blew your horn. Blow your horn. Tuta. I'm not sure. Some sort of motorsport that is premier. Oh, a premier motorsport, like a sport, like a. That didn't help at all. Coastal structure. This could be anything. Likeable POTUS. The likeable POTUS. Abe, probably. If it's not Honest Abe, is it FD? Well, it's not. It can't be FDR because it's got an E at the end. Likeable POTUS. I have no clue. I'm gonna guess whole lot of love. Lithe and quick. Lithe and quick, maybe. No clue. More than simmer, cook. Okay. What's that thing called when you broil? No, it can't be broil. Waterproof sheet. Waterproof sheet could be something. World Series climax? The final, maybe? The last game? Small salamanders. Normally just salamanders are pretty small by default. Though there's some big ones, especially Japanese salamanders. The small ones, I don't know what their specific name would be. Skincare brand, is this Aleve or Aloe or something like that? It's something like that. Maybe Olay is what it is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Run away, sprint, leave, Lee. There you go. Joyce Carol, author Joyce Carol. Is it somebody Joyce Carol? Is their last? Do they have two last names? This looks like it's gems. Cooking fat would be like lard, maybe. Seize, control, grab, get. Take, maybe takes multiple. We'll come back to it. All right, now that we got a cross done, show boredom. Yawn. Hydrox rival. Oreo? Really? What is a Hydrox? Hold on, I'll look it up on my phone because I don't want to change tabs on stream. What is a Hydrox? A sandwich featuring a crunchy... Okay, show me an image. Oh, I've seen these before. Okay, yeah. I didn't know that they had like a name. Estados Unidos, maybe? Unidos? Unis? Estas Unis, okay. Oh, in Quebec. Still, I knew what the United States was in Spanish, so that certainly helped. More constricting. Does it end in ER? We'll go with that. Derisive chuckle. A chortle, maybe? I don't know. Record label for Aretha Franklin. What was her most classic stuff on, like, Never Loved a Man? It's like, is it Ariba? No. Is it Arista Records? Arista Records? Yeah. Yorkshire City. I don't know. Tableland. What? Towards the stern. Isn't this like aft or something like that? Surrounding. Surrounding when you're maybe the act of surrounding, circling maybe, circles maybe ends with an S. No. Or we'll come back to it. Elaborate deception. This sounds like a hoax. One of George Sand's pronouns. They, them, thy, though, he, she. I don't know who George Sand is, to be honest with you. Him, her. Blend. When you blend something, you mix it. You grind it. Is it R-I-N-D? Is it some I-N-D? No. Subway gate. Is this a turnstile? Hardly any. Few. Beatty and Patchett. I know... Is it Harry Pratchett? The one who does the Discworld franchise? Or did? Rest in peace. Can't always get what you want, or you can get it if you really want. Well, this is a song title. Shout out to the Rolling Stones. Cool and distant, aloof. Prefix with neurosurgeon. Tots, tater, of the tater variety. Place for lions is a den. Furious, irate. Type of gas that's usually unreactive. Is this no. Is it? It's not neon. Neon literally reacts all the time, right? That's nerve gas? I don't know. Contributor. When you contribute, or when you're a contributor, I don't know what this could be. This seems like it would be American Pie, and then this is stockholder pen. I guess pen holds stock. Maybe that's what the little like ink thing in the middle of it is called, like an ink stock. TV manufacturer is RCA. They were also a record company. Actually, I think still are. Chimney sweeps concerned is soot. JK emojis. I'm gonna guess smileys. Winning nonstop. On a roll. No? On a tear, maybe? Yeah, there you go. Mandolin's cousin. Is this the uke? And Premium Motorsport is Formula, like Formula 1. Okay, take a number. So all the starred clues are like a thing and then a number with the thing. Gotcha. So what we do just recently, uke, composed, noted, maybe? Didn't think so. Move downward, lower. Eager and excited, agog. A good word. Agog. Storm wind. This is a gale. I almost said hail. I was like, no, that's not wind at all. This is an imam or an imam. I actually still don't know how to pronounce this word. Lithe and quick is agile. World Series climax would be, is this game 1? Or game something or another? I guess so. Maybe that's what they're saying. This is Bela Lugosi. Shout out to, what's that movie that Tim Burton did? Ed Wood. What are you doing, Gizmo? What you doing? Rubbing up against the bathroom door? What you should kick in before a deal. Before a deal, kick in something? The door? I've only heard in like kicking in your door. Highways. Does it end with an S? Okay, we'll just go with that for now. Attention getting sound is this. Psst. Yeah. Meanwhile, psst, psst. Hi, Bobby. Let's see. Organization for this is the NFL. This is to swear is to curse. It's to promise. It's to kind of lock something in, I guess. I don't know. All right. Gift of a legendary fountain. I still don't know this one. Maritime Ridge. Is this a raft? I mean, why would it be a raft? Doesn't end with a T. I still don't know what this is. Snack. This is not a nose. Desserts that the Queen of Hearts made. This is tarts. Okay. This seems like it is Antenna. Antenna Wintour, who was editor-in-chief. Oh, maybe the starred... There's like a... No, I didn't see like a starred clue one. Novelist, I'm gonna guess this is Anne's. And then Masters is to... Oh, like the act of mastering. Gotcha. Coastal structure. Still don't know it. More than simmer is to boil. Small salamanders. Newts, maybe? Newt something? Composed. Is this toiled, maybe? No. None of those letters. What about over here? Waterproof sheet is a tarp. Highways. Roads? If it's not highways... I mean, highways... Routes, maybe? Routes, which I guess that's how you would... Normally, route is just RT, but maybe in another country it's RTE. What you should kick in before a deal. I still don't know what this could be. Is author Joyce Carol something? Is this A-E-I-O-U? I was gonna guess maybe arrest, but it's just there's so little letters there. 40%. We already got that one. Is there any downs we can do here that are... Tableland is still such a weird one for me. Is this roof? I feel like this has got to be a vowel. But I don't know what a... Which means I feel like these both have got to be a vowel. But I don't know what it could be yet. This is the U.S. Don't know. I still don't know. Yorkshire City. Is this Leeds, maybe? Is this a reef? Okay. Then Tableland. I will never know it. More constricting? Is this tighter? There you go. And oh! The gift that... I did say the Fountain of Youth. I was just thinking of an actual item that it gives you and not, like, the concept of youth. Is this a derisive chuckle? Is this a he? Is this a he? Diane of Parenthood. Wait. I guess there's a Diane with like wait in her last name. What else could it be? Wait. Chris, I don't know. Behind the something. What could this be? Behind the scenes, behind the something. Or garden pest. Is this downing? Gosh darn it. Downing, there you go. Surrounding. Is this T? Well, I got a letter. And then I still don't know who this counselor is. But this is definitely a vowel. Coastal structure. Joyce Carroll. I'm starting to get a little stuck here. To be honest with you. Give me this vowel. Oh, Diana Troy. I don't know how you spell her name, but it's a Star Trek reference. I gotcha. A contributor. I still don't know. Type of gas. That's very unreactive. An unreactive gas. Here, where was another vowel? I was thinking of this. This is a... Why am I forgetting the name for this? But it's like... It's made of multiple letters. It's not... There's no vowel. I think this has got to be... Or maybe this has got to be A-E-I... C's. Rest. Okay, there we go. Swear could also be thou. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Small salamanders. A and E. What should you kick in before a deal? I'm so confused on this one. I think I'm gonna have to come back. I feel like we're gonna get stuck up here if I don't figure out any of this, but I really don't know any of it. So we're gonna get the next letter in Tableland. Trying to think about what the hell they mean by... Is this a mess hall? No. What is this name? Wait, twist? I really don't know who this is. Yorkshire City? Give me this letter. What is USD? Oh, this is the USDA. Mesa is... Oh! A table-like landmass. Yeah, that's a mesa. And I said this. This is Leads. I just thought it was L-E-D-E. Weightiest. Actress Diane of Parenthood. Weightiest? Okay. I literally don't know what the hell they're talking about. Attention getting sound. Is this a few? No, but I got a letter out of it. Pronoun of George Sand. Who is George Sand? Behind the back, maybe? I got another one of these. Surrounding. Ambient. There you go. And then this is ahem. Blend is to mend. Or maybe to meld, rather. Mend is to fix. Behind the ball? Okay. I don't think I've heard of that expression before. And then this is a mole. Gotcha. And then this is Ellie? L? Again, I have no clue what the hell they're talking about on that one. Now we got this area over here. Contributor, is this a giver? Like the... What was this one again? A pen. Like the book, the giver. 40% for many a vodka. I thought this would have something to do with alcohol. Now I'm not sure. Is this tootle? I've never heard the word tootle before, other than when people say, like, turtle in a cute way. A tootle. Is this a pioneer? I don't get it. A coastal structure is a pioneer? Is this a pun? What? And then this looks like it's noble. A noble gas. Ah, I see. I wish I remembered science in school, because I did learn this. And I don't know what ABV stands for. Maybe alcohol batch value or something like that. Composed. Is this poised? News events? Small salamanders? News events? Small salamanders? News events? It must be. It's gotta be a pun. And then is this ante? What you should kick in before a deal is an ante? Kick in the ante? Ante kick in? What? I've never heard it referred to it in that way before. And then I guess this is Oates. Joyce Carol Oates, maybe? This turned out to be a hard puzzle. Nobody's watching, but that's fine. This turned out to be a hard puzzle, though. That one tripped me up a lot. Wow. Hello, Gizmo. Gizmo's to the side here. He's just staring at me. What a good boy. He's staring at me. He's just wondering what I'm doing. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and boot up Turok 2, which is ST... There it is. It's right over here. And why does this sound so loud? Well, let me turn down my... If I turn down my desktop audio, does that affect your guys' audio as well? Or do you guys get a separate audio from me? I hope not. It seems like... I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Wait a minute, did I just see the Atari logo? Wait, what? When did that happen? Does Atari own this now? I thought Warner Brothers owned the Turok franchise. I guess maybe Infogrames brought it. Hi, Bob. Hello. What a good boy. I'm sorry, when my cat sits here on the side, I have to pet him. You know, when you have a pet, you have to love him and show that you love him. Especially since he spends all of his life with you. Hello. I'm not going to be playing with you today, but thank you for joining me. You want to be on camera? I'm not going to lift you up. But, I'm not going to lift him up. So anyway, right, we just beat World 4, which was right here. And we're going to be going up to World 5. Oh yeah, and I got a couple level 6 keys here. Looks like I got them all, which is good. I mean, just pull out my mouse here. And is there anything else that we really need to do? Not really. Let's get right into Adon's little descriptive passage here.
The hive of the mantids.
Hello, Bubby.
The mantids are an aggressive and extremely intelligent race of insects that have established a large colony in the Lost Land in recent years. The mantids are incapable of pity, remorse, or kindness. They exist solely to further their own existence. To this end, the Primogen has persuaded the mantids to help free him by promising to give them ripe new worlds to infest. The first world on their list is Earth. Rift gates are being ready to transport an army of mantid soldiers to your world. Destroying the master computer will render the rift gates useless. Your mission objectives are as follows. Destroy 3 queen embryos. Destroy the master computer. Locate the energy totem and defend it at all costs.
Alright, so we are at the Hive of the Mantids. A pretty well-liked level for me, and you get right into the action here. But it's okay. Luckily, I'm cracked at the game, so they are not going to get much out of me. But this is a really fun level. A lot of the... it's kind of a mixture between, like, sci-fi and horror a little bit, and then as the level goes on, it really evolves quite nicely. You also get some of the fastest replenishment points. These replenish the fastest. When we get to the very end of the game, and I have to fight the Primogen, I'm coming back here so that I can refill all of my stuff. It legitimately comes back so quick. But what you have to do in this section, there's going to be 4 different sides here with 4 different guns. You have to just destroy the guns to destroy the little energy field at the very middle that blocks progress. And then once we kill all these guys, watch how fast this comes back. See? It's the fastest in the game. Why can't they all be this fast? You know what I mean? Thank you for being so fast. Now that we've got all of our ammo and everything, I assume, are we good on health? I mean, not health, lives. Did I not enter the portal there? We're gonna destroy that portal, which I forget, does that destroy, I forget what portal that destroys. But you can come back here to kill 2 more guys. There's also, you saw some life force going up against that door. That's like a secret door. There's some weapons here as well, including the charge dart rifle, which we're going to need later on. I collected it, but we didn't really go... We did kind of go into it, but we'll get into it a lot more, especially with how helpful it is later on. I also got a weapon last stream that I get to finally show off, which would be the Cerebral Borer, which is probably the most iconic weapon from this game. So this is a weapon that kind of locks onto a thing you're pointing at, and then you shoot like a little boar here. It bores right into their brain, and then when it's done, it explodes. So people seem to really love the Cerebral Borer. It's like, it's kind of gone down in history as one of the most iconic weapons from this game, and for good reason. It's a really creative weapon. I'm gonna go ahead and jump up here. And these guys, the Mantids, I guess we should go over the different enemy types. We've already seen 2 thus far. These are kind of like your soldier guys. They'll, every once in a while, drop energy ammo. So it's kind of recommended that you use the plasma rifle for most of this level. Because let's see if he drops energy. Not quite. But sometimes they do. Then there's like the little browner guys that we've been fighting. They, again, these all have like names to them. I can even show you guys maybe like the gallery if we run short on time. Because there is like a gallery with everybody in it. You get to see all the names. I think you get to see all the names and everything. Excuse me, sir. There you go. Yeah, these little guys here. They're melee only, and normally they come up in numbers, and normally they're kind of launched at you in a hallway. Then you have this enemy type, which if you aren't aware of it, can really fuck your day up if you're not aware that they're there. They're just like little mounted wall guns. They take away... They're part of like the strongest... I think they might take away like 9 or 10 health a pop, so you really don't want to be caught in their crossfire. There's going to be lots of little... I feel like my sensitivity could be better. Watch this be way too much. Yeah, that feels great. There's going to be lots of little switches and stuff to get here. It's a very technological level until it doesn't become that anymore. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to come up and get this nice little key. Alright. Let me see if... Oh, the Sunfire Pod does kill more than the blind ones. I threw it to just kind of like screw around for a little bit. I did not expect it to actually kill anybody. I'll take that, thank you. And then I think somebody's gonna come... Yeah. Normally when you see like a little hill like this, normally there's gonna be somebody on top of the hill. And then I think this guy teleports behind you? Not quite. That's not yet, but he will. We'll get to him. Just making sure that there isn't more health to get. There is something over here. We'll kill him. And there's like one of our new weapons that's going to be coming up here soon. I'm not going to quite look at it yet because we'll get a closer look later. Instead, we'll come down here. And we'll take care of this guy. And hopefully he gives me... Actually, there's another one coming. One of the good things about this level is that you can always hear the footsteps of what's coming at you. And maybe I can... See if I can't hit this guy coming down. No. You don't necessarily need to kill this guy. Sometimes I'll run right past him. What? See how I'm like pointing right at these guys? And it just sometimes fails to register my actual hit. Right here's a mounted gun, so just be careful about that. And I'm gonna get my flamethrower out to get some of these smaller guys. They don't die as quick as the little dudes from World 4 when it comes to the flamethrower. Yeah, might as well just use up the flamethrower. But flamethrower still has its benefits of like spreading out damage and everything like that. Okay. I'll see you later, buddy. Boop. Are you still there? Hi, Gizmo. Psst. Hello. I guess you're just gonna watch me play the whole rest of the game. That's my cat. That's my boy. There's more mounted guns. I'm gonna make sure not to walk into their line of fire here. And then we're gonna come upon another new enemy type called, I think, the Elite or something like that. If you aren't careful, these guys are like some of the highest damaging in the game, especially like that little missile attack he was just about to do to me. But if you shock them and then get them with the Mag 60, they die really quickly. So that's what I mainly use the charge dart for. Excuse me, sir. This is why I don't really use the plasma rifle on the smaller guys. It's very easy to miss them. Especially in this game, it feels like sometimes your shots go like right under their pits. Like their shoulder pits. That's what I feel like. And then this guy's just like flying. And then, oh, are we getting another new enemy type? Not yet. Maybe, actually, I think so. I'm getting kind of destroyed. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and liquefy him. And then if you hear him, there's a little elite right there, right around the corner. One of the great things about these elites, at least I think they're called elites, that might be a different... Here's another new enemy type. Unfortunately, we don't have the Warblade from World 2. These are the Mites. They're like little small version of the Mantids. They also cause your screen to flash a lot as well. So we want to kind of take care of them as quickly as possible. And then up here should be like another elite. Yeah, there it goes. Back in the original Turok 2, there was something called distance fog to keep the game from rendering so much and to try and keep the game rate consistent. So if you're wondering why the elite just kind of like spawned in there with no fanfare whatsoever, just kind of appeared, that's why. They didn't expect you to see that. But Night Dive, they're just like, whatever, you can see it if you want. And now we get one of the coolest weapons in the game and one of the highest damaging. This is the Firestorm Cannon. It's basically like your Gatling gun, but uses energy weapons. But this is good because you really don't even necessarily need to care about aiming at this point. You kind of just like point and shoot, which is one of the greatest things about this weapon, in my opinion. See? Even the Mites, you can just kind of like spray and pray. And I got a text. Give me a second. Okay, cool. So I'll have to do a little bit of a chore. I'll have to remember to do a little bit of chore tomorrow morning, because that's a little bit late. Let me see if... Okay, yes, I did. Alright. Let us continue. Did I get turned around? Right, some guy was attacking me from behind. Make sure to grab this 2 health. Very important, especially if you are near over 100. And I think... Are we entering, like, one of the areas that's in, like, one of the demo reels? Yes, okay, great. So this has, I think, 2 elites in it. I'm gonna pick one and just focus on him. And then we'll get the other one. And then I think there's like a soldier over here. No, I might be thinking of something else. Now what we get to do is... How's my flamethrower rounds doing? We'll use the flamethrower to take care of these Mites. Because they're gonna just approach us. And it's gonna be 4 switches, so it's gonna be 4 of doing kind of the same thing here. Great. Let's do number 3. And try and get these guys as fast as I can. There we go. Barring I don't miss, you know? I do like for the flame on the flamethrower, they just like used like a very low poly solution. I hear one more. Yeah, I was like, I hear him, and he's like on fire. I think this might be... Excuse me. Ugh, I don't know where that yawn came from. Probably from the puzzle earlier. What was I saying? I think this might be where the guy spawns behind you at. Yeah. That was the guy I was thinking of. Doesn't even have... Spawns behind me and then doesn't even have the courtesy to, like, drop ammo for inconveniencing me. There's a little bit of a save point there if you need it. Speaking of saving, I should probably save. I don't expect anything weird to happen. One of the good things about both of the worlds of this session is that there's gonna be like no there's gonna be no invisible green dinosaurs whatsoever. I'm gonna maybe just ignore you. You're not important to me. There's no green dinosaurs to turn invisible, so hopefully there should be no flashing issues. I also went into my graphics driver and I changed some settings. So I don't know if it necessarily would fix the issue anyway. Maybe it could also just be like something weird with OBS. Like maybe since I'm streaming with OBS, something happened that caused that. We'll get to this area later in this warp portal later. We don't necessarily need to focus on it now. And then I like to turn on the map to see where I should be facing when we get up here. There's an email. I might have like a little bit of a rant tomorrow. I don't know. I'm thinking about this chore that I now have to do. I might have a little bit of a rant tomorrow. Oh boy, now that I'm thinking about something, it's just like, okay, well, alright. Anyway, here's a PFM layer. I think it calls for like I think it means like plasma fire mine. What these basically are is these are like kind of proximity mines. I think they might even be motion activated. But these are for like very little enemies here. What are you doing? You know, call me crazy, but does the game look a little dark to you? Looking a little dark on my screen. Which normally the game doesn't look this dark to me. It's actually looking just a little bit dark. So hold on, give me a second. Is it video? Yeah, here we go. Brightness settings. Give me like a 10%, give me a 15% brightness. Hopefully that makes things just a little less dark looking. And I know this is kind of a dark level. Both this and the level that comes after this are going to be dark levels. We're just going to jump down. And then we get to finally get into our warp portal, which if you've noticed, we did not get an eagle feather, which means that we're here. This is probably one of my favorite, like, whatchamacallit, Oblivion portals as well. This one's so, like, this one's got a lot of parts to it. Because you gotta touch this little moving wall. Do I not have enough for the firestorm cannon, or did the game just decide that it needed to switch? I don't know. That's weird. I also have this, like, new mouse. Some AV every once in a while just, like, scrolls for no reason. I noticed that when playing this game on Monday as well. Some weird weapon changing just here and there. What are you doing? You cannot even hope to match my grenade launcher. Right? And then I think there should be... yeah. Just a bunch of red guys here. And that's it. That's the Oblivion portal. Jeez, it feels like this level's going a lot faster than I thought it would. So hopefully what I want to do is I want to at least refill my energy here. But we'll do like a little bit of running back and forth. But I guess we can go on my rant now, because there's nothing interesting going on the screen right now. But my chore has to do with getting my tax forms, which, you know, every adult has to do it. It's fine. It's the tax season. A lot of people like to complain about oh, I wish they taught us how to do taxes, but literally your tax forms, when you get your, I think it's your W-2s, right? When you get your W-2s, they're just like split into boxes, and it's like 1A, 1B, or whatever. And then you'll go onto like freetaxusa.com, and it'll be like, hey, put box 1B in this field here. And will calculate everything for you, which is great. But my whole rant has to be like, my tax forms from my employer have not shown up yet in the mail. And I'm like, well, where are they? And so I've been texting my contact from work being like, hey, they haven't sent me this stuff yet. And so today he just got back to me and he's like, actually, they told me that you should call this number. And it's like, what? Why didn't they just call me directly? Or why wouldn't, I don't know. It's all gonna depend on what I hear from them tomorrow. If they're like, I need to ask them. I need to be like, why didn't I get this number to begin with? What is going on? What is the reason? I'm so interested to hear the reason as to why I don't have my forms yet. Because your employer, I believe, should. I still have my, hold on. I just noticed. I looked at the screen. I still have my my text from the crossword. We can get rid of that. That's gonna ruin a little bit of the footage for the shorts. Well. This game is dark, so you might not even see it anyway. What was I doing? Oh right. Yeah, the portal. The nuke part. Anyway. Yeah, I'm really interested to hear as to why I don't have my forms yet. I wonder if when I call them tomorrow, they'll be like, actually, need to go through this online portal. And it's like, aren't all employers required to mail you your forms? I know physical mail is kind of going down the toilet as newer generations embrace being constantly online all the time, which is fair. But I think there's like a federal law that's like that requires employers to mail you your actual tax forms. So anyway, that's my little rant, and maybe it's just me not understanding certain things, which is absolutely possible. I can absolutely be really bad when it comes to just like understanding very basic things. But at the same time, April is coming up, and I need to do my taxes, or else I'm gonna be, I guess the government can come after me for tax fraud, which, fuck them. They're lobbied so hard that they've already made this as shitty as it is in general. I wish they would make our lives easier, but I guess not. And now I guess my employers are going to be like, well, actually, you needed to go through this whole... You needed to go through this whole process. Instead, you need to call us so that we can tell you to go through this whole process instead. It's just, it pisses me off, It pisses me off because it's something that I need to do, and if I don't do it, I get in trouble for doing it. And so to have now this whole process stunted by them, it annoys me even more. But anyway, that's my little rant, and that got us through a little bit of the game. Maybe it'll add for a little bit of interesting content to listen to. Just complaining about work and stuff. I just wish, I wish they would mail me my fucking forms. Anyway, for this next session, I'm gonna try and find, where is it? My PFM layer. This is what we're gonna need to do. We're gonna need to flip the switch. But when we do, we're gonna be trapped in this little room here. And we're gonna be constantly bombarded by mites. The way to do this is you just keep PFMing each side until the door opens, like that. And then you can even get your PFMs back here. Probably the most useful the PFM layer is in the entire game. We're probably not going to be using the PFM almost ever again. Maybe one part. I really can't think of a part right now. And we're just gonna fire into the doorway. Yeah. This is why, to me, the Firestorm Cannon is one of the best in the game. Also, forgot about this door here. I think you need this. I'm gonna go ahead and charge this guy up so I can destroy him. And destroy this force field, which I honestly don't know what that opens, to be honest with you. But now that we've gotten all of that taken care of, we can now finally progress through this area. Oh god. Alright, hold on. Where's my PFM? And I know I can, like... I can apparently, like, press buttons to get what I want to. But, fuck that. We'll just scroll the mouse wheel. Also, shout out to this health that's down there that's literally impossible to get. Get a little cerebral bore here, as well as like a secret door. You're gonna want to go in this secret door if you want to beat the game. Because this should take us to the eagle feather. Yay. Now go ahead and make really loud noises. Just on purpose. Oh, great. Little friends. It's okay. Little friends have become little decorations on the ground. Don't worry. They'll become a lot more annoying later. And then there's a neat little behind the back ambush here that we'll just take care of very quickly. And that full health is a trap. Don't touch it. You'll spawn enemies. Plus, if you're playing how I'm playing, then you don't need it. And we're gonna go ahead and stun you. Do you see how quickly the Mag 60 kills them? It's so good. And we're gonna have to make sure that those guys will not be coming back. We'll activate our warp portal. And I thought I almost fell down the... If you noticed my voice like pitch up ever so slightly just then, it's because I thought we just fell. And we almost just fell there. Oh, my heart just sank. Oh, thank God for the wacky jump physics that are in Turok games. Oh boy. That was almost real bad. Okay, yeah. But now you might be asking yourself, and you may ask yourself, where is that warp portal at? We're very close to it. It's over there. So don't miss this door. Or else you're going to be cursing yourself out later. There's also something there. I think it's a grenade. Just, again, something a little odd. Something probably left over from development. But there's something in the ground over there that you can now see in, like, the Night Dive version. I wonder if this was, like, an early room the developers built, and maybe they were testing things here. One thing I do love about this game is the low-res textures, especially this one. This key has such a low-res texture to it. Look at that. You can almost count the pixels on that texture. It's amazing. I love that. Anyway, now we just go back to where we once were. And hopefully I don't fall. Maybe we'll try and get that 10 health and kill ourselves in-game. Whee! And I guess we're short... Oh yeah, we did use the Mag 60 to defeat an elite. I know Night Dive... Alright, he's over there. We're gonna ignore him then. I know Night Dive has not really put, like, online multiplayer in the game, but I would love to see them at least port Turok Rage Wars to the PC one day. You could still play it single player and have an interesting time with how you unlock enemies in that game. I think Turok Rage Wars is an interesting game. I could stream it. I would just need to get my AC to HDMI adapter out. I know I'm just... I'm like trying to use the cerebral bore, but it's just taking a long-ass time to actually come back. So I guess we'll just switch to old tried and true. Yeah, they might be... I know they would be scared to release it in just a single-player only state. Because they would be like, why would people want to play Turok Rage Wars single-player? Because they're not going to be building a multiplayer framework for it, which is fair. Plus, if you really wanted to play Turok Rage Wars, you could literally boot up Unreal Tournament instead and play multiplayer that way. It's a much better time. And it is basically... That's basically what it is anyway. Turok Rage Wars is basically Unreal Tournament. But it has an interesting single-player component to it that I think is worth it. As I was saying, I could stream it. You would just have to break out the AC adapter, and then I would also have to break out my actual Nintendo 64. Which, it's a possibility. I won't... I'm not against it, necessarily. At least then we can experience the awful frame rates of the Nintendo 64 era. And then there are, in this area here, there's 4 elites. I'm gonna take care of them all right now. And then you do need to be down here in the water. Hold on, I'm currently just trying to make sure I'm not being hit. Great. But you do need to be in the water so that you can come down here. Alright, hold on. My mouse is feeling a little bit weird. And then there's one more elite right here. And then there should be no elites. You know what? That's not true. I think there's one more coming up here. And then we'll use our trusty torpedo launcher there. I forget, how do you do the circle weapon select on the Night Dive version? I think it might just be an option, but I thought there was like a key that you could hold that pulls it up as well. Trying to think about... I know Q and E cycles. I don't know if they actually put a weapon binding on it. It's not really super important, to be honest with you. Actually, you know what? It is to me. And then, what is this? Wait, what? Okay. I got a notification on my phone, and one of the streamers I like to follow is M Wins. I think she's great. And I saw a notification that she was streaming, and I saw Super M, and I was like, wait a minute. Is she streaming Superman 64? No way. I was like... and then I looked at it. No, she's playing Super Mario Galaxy. But God, I know she's like not that much of a gamer, but Superman 64 would be a wild pick. For anybody who has not seen footage of Superman 64, I highly recommend Proton John's walkthrough of it. It's a good one for sure. I don't know if he ever finished that walkthrough. I know he started it and got a good bit of it in. I'm not sure if he ever finished it. He probably did. Maybe on stream and then he uploaded his VOD. Alright, and then here's one of the objectives. Oh, yeah, I forgot about these guys. Here's one of the objectives here. The supercomputer or whatever. Or the portal generator. Or at least I think it's one of the objectives. Is it? Or do they just tell you about it? Hold on. Where is mission status? There you go. No. Okay, no. This is just the shield generator. It generates, I think, all of the shields within the level. As you destroy more and more shield generators here, more soldier guys will come out. And then you got a little bit of replenishment centers on each side here. Yeah, if you could just die, that'd be great. But they do... I think where I got confused is I think they do show you this when they're talking about the supercomputer that you have to eventually destroy, which is... This is not it, but I think they show you this. And so as a kid, I would always come to this point and I would be like, hey, it's the supercomputer. Even though it's like, it's clearly not. It is the force field generator, is what it is. Nice. I want to... Hopefully we get to refill our our health really quickly here. But the game could be very mean to me. And just, like, not... I guess we got all of our ammo done. We'll move forward for now. I'm not expecting to die. Those are famous last words. Ooh, and a new weapon, the Scorpion Missile Launcher. I think we're going to use it here soon. But before that, I think we got a green guy we want to take care of. No, never mind. Alright, so Scorpion Missile Launcher. It's a 3-shot missile launcher. It is also one of the strongest weapons in the game. It's great, especially when you want to take down people like elites. This is what I was thinking of. Yeah. These were the green guys I was thinking of. But it's great for taking down enemies. Plus, if you take the Scorpion Missile Launcher and bring it to earlier levels, like say the Port of Idea, like the green dinosaurs will run away from you in fear. Here's another replenishment point, by the way. If you need stuff. I'm gonna wait for this last bit of health, yeah, and then we're gonna continue on. And we'll get a key. And we'll get to enter the second half of the level with this awesome, like, hallway effect. This looks great, even to this day. I'm gonna take care of this guy, and then we're gonna focus on this hallway effect for a little bit. So what this is I think this is like 2 cylinders. If you look closely at the texture here, it's 2 cylinders, both rotating different ways, and I think maybe at different rates as well. You can see in the background you have the solid cylinder with the solid opaque texture. That's the eyes going at like a slower rate. And then if you look at the foreground, you have the texture that is used for like the walls. And that is going at like a slightly faster rate. And what it does is it gives you this awesome effect here. Super simple to accomplish, but like it still looks great to this day. Personally, I love the look of these. Always, they're awesome. But I hope you liked what the game looked like or what the level looked like thus far, because we are done with it, and we are now in the second half of the level. And this is what I meant earlier about how this level really likes to evolve itself over time. Yeah, whatever. But it does feature some of the most annoying mechanics. First, we are introduced to kind of the egg mechanic, which if the eggs are big enough... I mean, we're not technically introduced to it here. I mean, it becomes obvious here, but we've run into eggs that are big enough in the past, or if they're big enough and you destroy them, they'll spawn mites, which is a neat little detail, because it means, like, these eggs have reached, like, maturation. And that's how these things are, like, born. Is how this is kind of coming across, which I've always found really neat. And then here's like what I assume to be like the nest of the mantids. That's how this kind of works out. But basically, once you reach this open section here, you kind of want to keep moving. Because what's going to happen is that the mites are going to spawn infinitely, which is always annoying. And I don't think there's anything useful for me there. Yeah, the mites will constantly spawn from, like, these things here. See? And they'll keep spawning. They won't stop spawning. So just keep going, keep moving. Because when they do hit you, your screen flashes, you're losing health. You get their annoying little sound in your ears. Little high-pitched sound, and then more eggs. You want these eggs to go by quicker. Do I have enough ammo for this? Yeah, I have. The flamethrower destroys eggs super easily. Okay, cool. We are done with eggs for now, and I think, is this a... No, okay, this is just a green guy. There's an elite in one of these types of corners now. Or later, I meant to say. Where's my... There it is. There we go. And then I want to switch back to Firestorm Cannon. So that I can take care of these green soldier guys. And then what you want to do... This is one of the queen embryos that they told us about. You do not want to actually enter their chambers, instead fire at them from a distance. Because if you enter their chamber, green guys will spawn infinitely, which is really annoying. I'm gonna try and take care of this guy with just regular shotgun ammo. And then I'm gonna need to clear this hallway of this egg. Great. Yeah, that's the queen embryo spot. I'm gonna go ahead and use the grenade launcher, because I'm already feeling a little annoyed by these guys. And then there's more melee guys here. I'm just gonna jump around them. And I think this is eggs, yeah. And this is the last time they do the egg mechanic to you. Okay, yeah. And then we're in, like, the main section of this level. We're gonna be stuck here for a little bit. But I'm not gonna go out there yet. Instead, I'm gonna charge up my charge dart and fire into this corner to get this elite. And just take care of him right now. Right? What the hell? Where did you come from? Oh my god. I'm getting pummeled. I might actually die here. Hopefully they don't hit me while I'm on this ladder. Alright. If you could just not... Please don't kill me. Thank you. Fantastic. Wow. That got really close. Oh, man. Uh-oh. And I'm still being fired at. Alright, I'm leaving. And... Is there another? Yeah. Great. But what's here is a replenishment zone. And then, if you go in there, you'll be met with a couple of green guys. But you will be... there will be a save point in there where you'll get health and ammo and everything. I want to get some health here, because as you can see, I'm almost dead. Alright. Oh, there's the green guys. I thought they were in the room with the save point. But what I can do, so that we're not stuck here, just waiting for the replenishment zones to fill us up, we'll go in the save point, and we will take advantage of both of these options that they give us. Wonderful. Yeah, there wouldn't be any thing spawning because we got everything. Good. Where's the guy? Was this the guy that was, like, firing at us? Maybe he's the one that followed me down onto the ground. We got some poison waters here. That's going to be useful in a second. There's also a ultra health here that I don't normally get. I don't remember if these guys are even worth killing in the first place. If they come back, they come back. But there's an ultra health here. I normally don't get it because you need the level 2 key. Normally I'll do like levels 3 and 5 first and then go back and do 2 and 4. But you just take this level 2 ability, which I haven't really showed off yet. It's the Leap of Faith. It does that. And then these are poison waters, but it's fine because we went to level 3 already. Let me just... Hold on. Why does my mouse feels like it's stuck on something? What were you stuck on? Stop being stuck. Alright, now... Anyway, that takes you to the Ultra Health. This takes you to the supercomputer, but to destroy the supercomputer, we're going to need 4 satchel charges. And so to get one of them, you'll come down here and enter this door. Which should lead you up here. Oh, never mind, we don't need to be up here yet. You do go up there for the Primogen key, but we do not need that yet. There's 1 satchel charge. Take care of that guy. And then I'm not going to kill this elite, because I think he respawns when you go through portals. So we're going to leave him there. And I'll get these 2 satchel charges over here. And then the 4th one, I believe, should be through this portal. Yeah. Great, and now I can, technically, I can go back and backtrack and get that supercomputer, but I'm not going to backtrack yet, because there is more to this little area we've got up here. Mainly... No, not yet. There should be a... Basically where we're going is... We are going to a... Give me a second. I can't focus with all these guys here. We're going to a Queen Embryo. Haha. And then we're going to have 2 elites here. I'll shock them both. And they're going to be guarding this switch that we're going to need to flip in order to get that moving. Also, if you need ammo, there's like some weapons down there. Nothing new that we haven't already gotten. In fact, I think we have all of the weapons. No, there's 1 weapon we're missing. In fact, I'm kind of surprised we didn't get it in level 4. I'm trying to think. Do we even get it here in level 5? No. Okay, so you could. I think you can only get it in like level 4 and level 6. There's 1 more weapon we can get other than the nuke weapon. And I'm gonna... There's gonna be 2 elites down here. I'm actually just gonna take the easy path. There's 3 elites down here. I'm gonna use my Scorpion missile launcher. And we're gonna take care of all of those guys. And then this is where your Queen Embryos are. Or, well, there's just 1 singular. Scratch my finger here. Sweet. Take care of the little soldiers. I do like I love the attention to detail here. These aren't just enemies that developers put in your way. They put them here in a way to where it's like narratively it makes sense why they would be here. They are soldiers protecting their queen. Which I think is just super cool. But again, we're not going to go in her chamber. Because we're just going to get more green dudes that are going to try and get us. And we don't want to stick around. Now, we only have 1 more Queen Embryo. And it's going to be in a very similar place. Or no. We're going to have to backtrack a little bit to get to it. Okay, yeah. Nice. In fact, I can swim in this lava. It's fine. I guess I didn't mention it, but you don't need to touch the little talisman on the ground to activate the ability like we did for the Leap of Faith. It's just kind of there to show you what you need to do for like the lava places. But yeah, you don't need to touch it for the poison waters or for the lava. Everything else you do kind of need to touch it. I'm just gonna walk past anything that's trying to hit me over there. And I could have swore we killed this guy, which means that he respawns. And then there's gonna be an elite right around the corner. And we're just gonna take care of him. And then I'm gonna get my plasma rifle out because I'm gonna want accuracy. Take care of all of these wall-mounted guns. There's 6 of them. I don't know if you can see them because they're so dark. I can see the lights in the distance. 2. And then this is not like the ammo depot. You don't technically need to, like, run. At least I don't think so.
Master computer destroyed.
There you go. But that's the master computer. You can even walk in the middle here, which is pretty fun. Now all we need is one more queen embryo. Which should be... Oh, come on. Go away. Should be, if I remember correctly, we backtrack back to our main area. Now, hasn't this game just been like a breeze thus far? I wish every game had worlds that were like an hour long max. It's so much fun when it just goes by so quickly. Your queen embryo should be over here. And I think there's like a guy right behind this door. Oh, one of them got killed by like the explosion that just happened. At least I think he did. Okay, and yeah, we're gonna need to get our charge dart out. Not for that guy. There's an elite somewhere. Yeah, that's it. Great. And I will just use my firestorm cannon and just clear out that whole section. And then I don't even think you need to go up to do anything, really. I think up, if you go up, there's like an invisible climbable wall. Alright, hold on. There is... If you go up, there's like an invisible climbable wall, and then that leads to a ultra health. Oh my lord. There you go. There you go, we did everything that we could have possibly done. And then where does this lead? I think there's some weapons over there if you want them. Yeah, whatever. Go ahead and get in front of me while I'm firing explosive shots. Where does this take you? Oh, okay. So you get to teleport right back over here anyway. Great. And then I'm not even going to worry about filling up ammo for our totem, because the totem spots have some of the quickest regeneration of the game, and I'm not going to go that way. Because if you do go that bottom way instead of going this like top way, there'll be like some melee guys that spawn and you have to fight them, and that's a little bit annoying. What's my life count at? Okay, we don't have to get any life force ever again. And of course, don't forget our little friend here. Great.
Save the totem, Turok.
And then... Great. So we have the totem section. you should be very familiar with this by now. It is a little harder because they did add like some hits here to fall down. But ultimately, if you have good movement here, you'll just keep moving and we'll get all of these guys. I'm just hopping around to make sure I get all the ammo I need. Because if you remember, we got introduced to like a new sort of mechanic way of progressing the game, which is after the totem we get a boss. And we get what is probably the hardest boss of the game, which I believe she is just called like Mother or something like that. We'll get a look at her in a second here. There she is. She's gonna come over and kind of get in our face a little bit, but she's gonna leave like as soon as she gets here. See? So I don't even know why she gets in our face. But the way this works is it kind of works like the blind one, where you have to fight mites first, and then right after that, what sets Mother apart is that she'll have different parts of her body that you have to kind of destroy. So if you see, do you see how her rib cage there is kind of flashing? So we have to like destroy all of her ribs, and then she's gonna run away. And now we're gonna be fighting her tail. So the way to do this is just wait for her to like do that attack, and then attack with your explosive shots. And that takes a good chunk of her tail out. There you go. She's gonna run again. We're gonna get more mites. The mites are gonna be bigger this time around, I guess because they're like the queen's mites. They're a little annoying, I know. And then we get what I think is probably one of the hardest parts of the game, which is trying to defeat her arms. This is where she could kill me. Just because, for some reason, like, actually hitting her arms is harder than it looks. Alright, I'm gonna break away from the fight just a little bit. And try and get some health here. Because I am not doing good. You can sort of hear her, like, right behind me. And then once we get... Hopefully once we get, like... I wish they would spawn health. That'd be cool. Whatever. Great. And then there's one little part left. That would be her head. And there you go. That's Mother. She's annoying. She's hard. Probably, as I said, probably the hardest boss of the game, maybe? Primogen is kind of up there as well for a completely different reason. But I do like the idea of just like taking parts off of a boss to defeat it. That's really interesting. Especially for the Nintendo 64. That's a really complex idea that is kind of ahead of its time. But you might be wondering, why did I come back in World 5? It's to get ammo and stuff. As I said, this is the fastest loading replenishment point in the entire game. Not only that, but all of the replenishment points here in terms of health, they all spawn 10 health. I wish every replenishment point in the game that gave you health was like this. It's wild that it's not like this throughout the entire game. Great. And then because we have everything, we can just leave. But that'll open up World 6, aka the Primogen's Lightship.
The Primogen's Lightship. Little is known about this mysterious and ancient vessel. The Lightship is believed to be maintained by a horde of lethal biomechanical droids programmed to do their master's bidding. The vessel itself is massive and is undoubtedly well defended. Your mission objectives are as follows. Destroy 3 automated assembly plants. The Primogen's lightship is completely self-sufficient and can supply itself with an army of biobots manufactured deep within the superstructure. In the event that the Primogen is defeated, the biobots have been programmed to exit the lightship and eradicate intelligent life from the face of the Lost Land as one last twisted act of revenge by the Primogen. You must destroy all of the assembly plants within the lightship. Purify the River of Souls. The waste created by the lightship's power cells is responsible for the toxins that poison the River of Souls. By reversing their polarity, the toxins will be eradicated, and the River of Souls will flow pure for the first time. Tens of thousands would benefit from its clean, cool waters.
There you go. And then if you notice, we didn't even get like an energy totem one with this one. So there's no energy totem here, actually. This is Primogen's lightship. It has a really interesting progression throughout it. Here's one of the biobots she was talking about. There's a replenishment point right in the middle. What? Where? Whom? Oh, you. Alright, see you later. There's replenishment points right here. As well as the Primogen key is right here. Excuse me. I'm trying to talk. But you might notice that it is blocked off. We cannot get it. So, the way the Primogen lightship works is that it is broken down into 4 separate sections. And each section has like a switch that you need to flip in order to kind of disable, I guess, what would be the shield generation here. The shield generator. And then that'll open up our Primogen key. So let's go into the first section here, and we'll be introduced to one of the annoying parts of Primogen's lightship, which is the guns that appear out of the corners here. They're not hard to kill at all, but they do appear a lot, and they can even backspawn you. And so a good way to know if they're coming is the sound they make as they come down. I don't necessarily have all of their locations memorized. I'm gonna try and get them before they get me. Yeah, get out of here. But for right now, like before, we've got a couple of enemy types that we can kind of... God damn it. We've got a couple of enemy types here that we can deal with. We've got the Biobot, which kind of like shoots some lasers at us. It could even melee attack us. The little guys, like the ones I've been killing here in the hallway, they're melee only, I think. They might have a ranged attack, but I'm not sure. And then there's like a bigger enemy variant that we'll run into later. Yeah, you can see he can hit me at a pretty good range. But we're gonna have, if you remember, we've got 2 mission objectives. One is to purify the River of Souls. And that's gonna be like 3, each section has like a purification area to it. And you're gonna need you're gonna need 4 ion capacitors to disable that. Here, do we have names? So yeah, your power generators are gonna be what you're going to need for your ion capacitors. And each individual area you go in is going to have one. Then you're going to have your assembly plants. This is going to become later, and it's going to be super specific things that we need to, like, destroy. Yeah, you have to make sure you're looking out for your ion capacitors. And that's why, even though there's, like, not anything really for me other than health or ammo behind some of these hallways, I still go down them anyway, just in case I miss anything. I feel like out of all of the levels, this is the one that you could easily get lost in the most, because of the hallways, the winding hallways that look very samey. And this is... okay, this is somewhere I don't need to be. I'd like to just, like, walk down places and make sure I know where I'm going and that I'm getting everything that I need to. And I think there's a biobot. I don't think that's what they're called, by the way. These might actually be called elites, to be honest with you. I'm gonna call them biobots. And then, yeah, here's 2 more ion capacitors. Don't miss those. There is a not a hallway, a ceiling right above your head that negates your entire jump, which is what just happened to me. So don't be ashamed if you have to try this. See the ceiling here? I think what they want you to do. There you go. Oh yeah, and then that's something that was added in this in Turok 2 Night Dives edition that wasn't added in that was not in the original Turok 2. This ledge grab mechanic. That was not in here before. Night Dive added this. Which is very nice of them. And I actually did not know that you could just ledge grab right up there. I thought you still had to make the jump that Iguana was expecting you to make. Anyway, we're going to come up here. And this is going to do a little bit of an elevator for us. And there's going to be a guy behind this door that's going to try and get us. Yeah, I knew you were going to backspawn me, you son of a bitch. And there's going to be one guy tink-tinking away. I think it's you. Yeah, I knew it. Great, and then this area can maybe be a little bit confusing to begin with, I think. There is something we can do here. There's a level 5 ability we can do here, which I will do. Just right out of the gate. This is the level 5 ability, or world 5 ability, Whispering Winds, or whatever the fuck it's called. Basically, it does exactly what I showed you it does. It just puts you through an excruciatingly slow transportation. You can see like a little bit of the level over there as well. Or, well, no, I think that's like a particle effect of a destroyed gun. But yeah, super slow, just kind of floating through the air is what's happening here. And then here's your other enemy type, your bigger enemy type. We'll call him Big Biobot. He'll normally show up whenever you find like a thing like this. This is a switch that disables like the shield generator for one of the for the Primogen key thing at the very middle of the level. In fact, I think that's what this monitor is trying to convey to you. But obviously, we're playing a Nintendo 64 era title, so they did not have that technology for the time. Now, actual progress is a little bit evil. It's down there. You have to kind of make this jump. Not a hard jump to make, but if you don't make it, you will die immediately, like automatically, which is pretty evil. I hate it, honestly. And then, yeah, get rid of this guy. Take care of that gun. And that's the end here. We can completely just walk away, but we don't want to yet. Instead, what we want to do is we want to come over here. And we want to kill this guy, and we want to put in our ion capacities. And that will disable this tower. Am I missing one? Yeah, I am. I didn't get the final one. Also, I think I called them ion capacities. I thought... Okay. You know what? Shout out to you for being an asshole. I forgot about this one. I heard that. Asshole. See, they love to backspawn you in this level. I guess because it's the 6th and final world, it's okay. But they're still annoying in general. There we go. And then we get to finally destroy this this generator here. Or I guess recalibrate it. More so. But there you go. There's 1/4 of... Thought I heard a gun spawn. There you are. You son of a bitch. I knew you were coming. And then there'll be a little melee guy that'll try and get us. And then I think at the end of each of these sections comes an ultra health, which is super useful for you. And then that switch you flip will open the next quadrant that you need to go into. which I think is this one. Yeah, this looks like it would be this one. Yeah, I'm gonna kill him immediately and blow up that gun. I'll go ahead and take advantage of this respawn point and gather some ammo. There's some weapons back behind that door. I don't know where the hell that gun spawned. This one should spawn right here. It's this one. And then there is one. Gosh darn it. I knew it. I knew you guys were coming. And then Biobot upstairs. I think I got him. I did. He's important to get. We get a mechanic that was actually in Turok 1, these little fans that bring you up. Did I get him? Alright, sweet. But what you want to do is you want to come down here, flip this switch, and then this is on a timer, so you're going to want to fall right back down and get on this platform. And then there's going to be 2 guns that spawn right here once I flip this switch. That opens this door. See? Told you. Kill that guy, and then... God damn it. I don't remember what comes up next. I think it might be... Well, this, I think, is the Primogen key. Let me explore just a little further for a second. Is this just ammo and stuff? Yeah, this is just ammo and health. So this, I think... Not this, necessarily. Or at least I don't think this is... This opens this door, which gives you an ion capacitor. That's what I was thinking of. There we go. And then there will be... Oh god, please don't. There will be some fans here to help you out. Careful, because if you do fall, you do die automatically. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I think I'm dead. Yeah, I just have to take the death. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Respawn me back in, Johnny. Oh man, 8 lives. I'm practically at a game over. Plus, it's not like I've been trying to collect life force or anything. But yeah, even in the remake, these are some wonky jumps you need to make. Oh my god, I got a life again. Especially, this one doesn't have a fan. So you gotta kinda, yeah, you kinda have to fit through everything. It's so bad. Oh god. Alright, and then there's a big biobot here. Let's stick... Yeah, let's stick with the Shredder, because we can switch between the 2 ammo types. What is this? Is this just more stuff? Yeah. In fact, I do need that. I'll take it. I'll take it, you son of a bitch. And then over here is another area that looks actually very similar to... Hold on. Is this... What is this? Okay, gotcha. One of these leads to a save point, I believe. I think it might be this one, in fact. It'll be worth it just for the explosive ammo. Yeah. But this whole pipe section actually kind of reminds me of World 8, the final confrontation from Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Guess I will collect this, thank you. Alright. I thought... Okay, no, I guess it was just that guy. I knew there was a gun that spawned here. Damn it. We'll go ahead and flip the switch. And then there, if you noticed, there's our final weapon before the nuke weapon. Over there. And to get it, I don't remember how to get it, to be honest with you. I think we just turn around here. And then you have to kind of be careful. Because there is like an air current throughout these vents that pushes you and you don't want to fall down the bottomless pit. This is the Razor Wind. It is a, I guess you can call it like a ranged melee weapon. Does a lot of damage, flies around, comes back, and it has infinite ammo. Which makes it a very worthy weapon for an endgame. Trying to find another word for weapon. An endgame damaging device. Alright, the reason why I'm switching to the Shredder here is because there might be guns that spawn out from the corners here. Not here, but later. We'll follow these pipes. Yeah, there's the guns I was looking for. We'll just follow the flow of things. And once we switch this on, there'll be a guy behind the door. You do have to wait for the entire door to open, because the actual hitbox does stay there. FYI. And then right here is the Primogen key switch. But to even get to it in the first place, you need the World 6 ability, which we do not have yet. So once we beat the rest of the level, we'll come back here. Or once we get the Eagle Feather, we'll come back here. Nice. Is this the circle? Yeah, this is the circle. So this switch here runs on a timer. That's why you're not going to see me fight many of these guns. Because I want to get over here as soon as possible. And I think, yeah, this goes in all directions here. It doesn't matter which direction you pick. I'm going to get these guys. Game's still looking a little bit dark, to be honest with you. I'm really not sure if it's me or my screen. Also, this is also on a timer, so we want to get moving. Damn it. I did get the ion capacitor, though. There's 2 here, so you're going to need to... If you didn't die, you would have just jumped over to that other area, and then there would have been a switch to open those doors again, and then you would have gotten just the other ion capacitor on the other side there. Oh, but we could go the other side. Maybe I shouldn't have come up on the other side, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is on a timer, and I did not move fast enough. Let's try again. Great, now that should be good. And now we don't even have to, like, we don't have to backtrack and then do that whole thing over again. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was just being more efficient, guys. I didn't make a mistake. I was just being more efficient. Anyway, I think this door here takes you to the... Oh, that just opens that door. We need to flip these 2 switches. And I believe this door here takes you to the power generator. Make sure to get that gun. There's ammo there, but I'm gonna wait. Because whenever we collect a firestorm cannon, or I think a plasma rifle, all of your energy units fill up. Plus we have energy units here. So we don't need it yet. Alright. Oh yeah. And the gun. Great. And then when we replace our ion capacitors, we'll get this guy who's gonna try and... Oh, okay, there's more doors here than just that one guy. There you go. Show yourself. He's actually kind of fucking me up. He's actually really kind of fucking me up. Oh yeah, we did lose another life. I forgot. Have we lost 2 lives by falling into pits? We're missing an ion capacitor? Where's the other one? Alright, hold on. Maybe I will have to backtrack. There's that. And then there's your portal out of here. Uh-oh. Okay. What did I miss? There's that switch there. I'm trying to think. Normally, I'm able to get these pretty quickly. Oh, look at you. I'm trying to think about the one I walked right by. Is there a gun here that I didn't kill? There he is. Huh. Alright, let's go back a little bit. Let's retrace our steps. Right, here's... Oh, here it is. I literally just forgot to grab that. That's what it was. Okay, we're good, we're fine. Great, now we get to do our lovely circle again, followed by the lovely jump. Alright, and I feel like having the map up is actually causing the game to run a little bit worse. But yeah, if you're not immediately running through the door when you hit that switch, it is not lenient. You need to be moving when you hit that switch. I went in the wrong door. Why do I always think it's the left door? It is the right door. Yeah, we want to make sure we grab this, because we don't want to get all the way to the end of the level, and then we're going to have to come back here and find it anyway. So backtracking in this level is pretty easy, if you wanted to do it. Hold on, I'll get to it in a second. I see the gun. Yeah, he's ruining my day. Great. And then it sounds like there's a dude somewhere who's pretty mad. Here. Do I need any other ammo before we continue? Sounds like I do. Okay, yeah. How much of this do I need? Alright, we're not gonna stick here forever. But now we get to go to a different kind of aesthetic here within the ship. We're just kind of getting further into the ship. There was another one that spawned. He's right here. And I think there's another gun that spawns? Yeah. In fact, he scared me just a little bit. Okay. Cool. So now we're in this, like, more kind of... There's more lights. There's more lights on the walls, but the actual environment is not any brighter. It's all for show. So the light textures are pretty neat. Basically like a star-type gradient with, like, some bars over it. I like looking at all the textures and seeing what they kind of did back in the day to make things look as convincing as possible. You know, it's not like they were necessarily going for a realistic, artistic aesthetic anyway. I was like, where are you? Obviously, this is a little bit more fantasy, but still, there's a lot of nice detail within the environments of this game that I really enjoy looking at. Yeah, I filled up on regular shells right before we got here. Especially textures like this. To texture something like this, you don't even necessarily need to, like, build this whole thing. You just need to make this, like, this side. And then you can, like, you can UV wrap your models in a certain way to where you can just have it mirrored like this. So you can save yourself some work and make a cool looking texture. And it's a small texture that most players won't even stop to look at. But I really enjoy details like that. Just that way you have less textures in your game altogether, are still making a really cool looking environment. I feel like I'm getting hit by a gun. Maybe it was just the guy I was firing at. This is a pretty interesting little area here. So you have to hit this switch. And what that'll do is I think in the original Turok 2, this was timed. And this went only through one cycle. But now I don't know if Night Dive changed this or if I'm misremembering. But obviously you need to get that ion capacitor or else we're not going to be able to leave. So now it just goes on an infinite loop back and forth, which is great. Hopefully we get there in time. Which we did. And sorry if I'm burping. I feel like I'm always burping on stream. I apologize. I do not want to burp and gross you all out. There's going to be 3 switches around this entire area here. That opens this door. What does this open? I think this is progress. That was a little bit overkill, launching that grenade launcher into that gun. Okay, here's the save point. I actually did not... I probably knew this was back here, but did not remember it being back here. But we'll go in this door here, which I think we're gonna get jumped here. Oh yeah, but we do need to go over here for the ion capacitor. I'll crouch here. And it sounds like there's a dude... I heard clink clanking. Sounds like there's a dude coming this way. Yeah, there he is. Oh my god. Alright. We get to just say goodbye to that whole section. And we got more kind of vents to go around. Kind of interesting, because Half-Life at this point, I think... Was Half-Life a game? Again, this was 1999. I think Half-Life 1 was out on the PC at this time. And if I'm wrong about that, then Half-Life came out in 2000, I think. I'm, of course, talking about Half-Life 1. For those of you who may be lost. Half-Life 1 is a good game to play on stream. I have the version that I don't think people like as much, which is Half-Life Source. I also have Half-Life... what is the remake called? It's called, like, Half-Life something. I have that one as well. That one's a pretty good one. They have, like, some key differences. Especially Zen. We could play them both. Maybe at some point in the future. After we're done the Turok franchise here, I want to play... Oh god. I want to play something that I haven't played before. Maybe Dead Space 2. Maybe we'll do, like, Dead Space 2. That sounds like a fun one. Or maybe we'll do, like, Yomawari. Which I have played one Yomawari before, but not the first one. I played Midnight Shadows and did, like, a review of it back in the day. It's probably still up on the YouTube channel. Did we get the 3rd Primogen switch here? Hold on. I don't remember getting the 3rd switch. What would it have entailed? Because I know what the fourth one is. We might want to just backtrack. I think it might be at the very beginning of a level. Of the quadrant, rather. That we are on. It's okay, we have plenty of time. Unless... No, okay, we're not done this quadrant yet. Okay. I thought we were done the quadrant. I don't think we've even found the, found the whatever you call it, the River of Souls generator. That needs our ion capacitor. Wow, that was a big whiff. Oh, here it is! You can tell it's a Primogen key place by the fact that it requires ability to get to. And ability to get to, rather. So I hope you were collecting your eagle feathers. Otherwise, you're coming back here. Yeah, I was like, I hear guns. Alright, this area legitimately sucks. I'll get into it. Once we clear it. Sounds like I did not kill my small friend. And I think my firestorm shots are being flown right over his head. So I needed to, like, back up there. Yeah, this area, there's no room for error in this area. All of these switches are timers that you need to get to right now. And if you mess up, you might as well just wait for this to close. Maybe I can get this guy before this door closes. Yeah, see? Not a lot of time. It's okay. That's what the Scorpion Missile is for. There you go. Now he's just a puddle on the ground. And I want to make sure I get to this whole door before this closes. Make sure you grab the ion capacitor. Okay, I'm stuck. We have to wait. Because I flipped this switch, but this door closed. The timer from the previous switch ran out. We're gonna have to wait for this to refresh. Which should be soon. Unless I'm actually stuck here, which could be bad. That could be pretty bad. Oh, I just had to get close to the door. Okay. I don't want to... Yeah, I knew it. I was like, it's a timer. I know it. Right? Is it? Maybe this final one isn't on a timer, and we're fine. I guess so. Well, that's good of them. Anyway. Missiles. Destruction. Fire. Fire and brimstone. You know, I never actually really even used the Razor Wind. Let's use it. Oh god. I hope I got him. There you go. Look at that. Kills him instantly. Kills him super quickly. Okay. And hopefully I can get my timing down here on these bridges. We're gonna have to wait until we get some good luck here on the timers. That should work. There you go. And then we just need one more ion capacitor replaced. What? Man, I've been really bad with collecting ion capacitors throughout this playthrough. I'm always missing one. I just want to make sure. Normally I just like have them all. I guess since I'm talking, I just like run right by some of the most obvious ones. Alright, I'm gonna need you guys to line up in terms of time. This might be cutting it. Alright, we're fine. Alright, we need to find that capacitor. Otherwise, there's really no point in leaving. I think, if I had to guess, yeah, there's like 2 exclamation points over there. I probably just walked right by this capacitor while I was doing my little timers. And I completely forgot to grab it. Thank you. Could you open, please? Sir? Sir? Okay. Alright. I thought I flipped that switch, but I guess I did not. Great. And then... yeah. We want to go the opposite way. Great, so that's the third quadrant down. So we only have one more quadrant to go. Okay. And then I don't think we're going to be getting that door or that bridge on this cycle. Maybe this cycle will be better? Sort of. Sometimes you can get really screwed by the timers on those bridges. Sick. Oh god. Yeah. And then we got a little big bot over here. We'll just kill him very quickly. Great. Oh, and this guy finally spawned. And he's dodging me pretty good. Look at him. Look at him sidestepping. Even when he's not facing me. So we should have 2 down. Yeah. Good. So the third quadrant door is right here. Being guarded by this big bot. And here's where we'll finally get into our actual second objective. The robot assemblies we need to destroy. That's all in this area. Are you gonna drop a thing? Yeah. Drop a thing for me. I think a gun here. And then I think there's gonna be 2 guns in each one of these corners. Yeah. And then it sounds like there's a guy walking at me. Yeah. I thought I heard somebody. And then there's like a little dude up there. If you just stick to this wall, he can't hit you. I forgot about you. I think... oh god. Big bot's coming. It's okay. I think these guys, the little guys, will sometimes pop out of the wall. And I think every time they pop out of the wall, there's some explosive rounds here, which is super helpful to get. And then we cannot access that middle portion yet. There's a whole party over here, huh? And then, where's this gun at? Yeah. See? It's all symmetric.
Ion capacitor found.
Great, and then we get to go into the actual meat of this quadrant here. Which is, yeah, our first robot assembly, which is up there. So I think there is one guy that can actually turn invisible here. So we'll see if I fixed my little glitched. Oh, I saw a message and then it got taken down. Hello, Inept. Nice to see you again. What was I saying? Right, we're destroying a robot. Yeah, like poetry. George Lucas helped develop this game. We'll be destroying our first little, robot factory thing here. Okay, no, our issue did not get fixed. But hey, as long as it doesn't flash, we should be okay. But, you know, mileage is gonna vary. I think that's the only guy in this level that actually turns invisible, too. Which is just great for us. Yeah, I know. I tried changing the presets in my graphics driver. I wonder if it's just OBS causing it. Maybe some sort of game overlay, because this never happens to me. Make sure to grab this capacitor. This never happens to me when I'm just playing Turok 2 normally. So I'm very confused as to what could be the issue here. Alright, get rid of that guy. And then do not forget this little thing here. This is where you destroy your little robot assembly plant. And then, oh yeah, all four, not all four, both warp portals are in this quadrant. Both the Eagle Feather and the Oblivion portal. Wow, am I just that bad? Oh no, I already got it. There's one. Now I think, if I'm correct, I think this is the Eagle Feather. This and World 4 both have... Why can I go under that? Is there a guy that spawns here? Can I trigger him? Yeah. There you go. But like World 4, the Eagle Feather is not in the same scene as its portal. You have to kind of go forward and then go back to get it. But unlike World 4, the Eagle Feather is actually really easy to find. And you don't have to go through layers and layers of level to get it. See you later, buddy. And then here's a replenishment zone right here for ammo. And there's your second assembly plant. And there's your Eagle Feather. Oh god. So now we get to walk backwards and we get to get... And then don't forget your ion capacitor. I almost forgot it. We would have been 4 for 4 on forgetting ion capacitors. And then if you walk down here, you can grab these blue laser cells here. Now, this is technically part of the assembly plant, and you can fuck with this later on. But I don't think it actually counts towards the objective. I might have maybe at one point during development, and then they just, like, decided it was too out of the way. Not sure. But you can like, fuck with that. Right, portal. We're gonna get to talk to our favorite guy in the whole wide world. Thank you, sir. I will take your blurry textured key, and I will use it twice. We're going to need it in this world, and then we're going to need it in World 5 for that Primogen key. But now we are technically able to get every single Primogen key. Except for, of course, we still have to beat this level in order to leave it in the first place. At least I think so. I don't remember... Night Dive might have allowed you to, like, teleport out of the level here in this game. But I think you need to get to a save point in order to do that even in the first place. And then there's your Oblivion portal over there. I love just liquefying them. It's so good. It's so satisfying. So there's your final assembly plant down there. First, what we can do is we can use the energy cells we got. And then this is a really fun little detail, is that they don't necessarily get rid of the red laser cells, so it just looks a little weird. At least here it does. But you're going to replace your bad red cells with your good blue cells, which we collected earlier from the assembly plant. Here's actually activating your warp portal. And then over there is your final power generator for your River of Soul. We're not going to go there yet because we don't have the... At least I don't think we have all the ion capacitors yet. There's going to be a gun here that we can take care of. And I can collect the blue laser cells here. And I thought... Oh, maybe... Okay, maybe there was actually a glitch happening. Alright, hold on. Let's go back. Yeah, I need this cell, please. Thank you. Strange that it didn't swap it out. It just inserted the blue cell, and it's like, yeah, you're fine. Go ahead. But once you put the actual bad cells here, you can actually destroy the assembly plant. And that is, I believe, the mission status. Yeah, and then all we need is the final power generator. So I will go back and fuck with that other one just to show you what you can do with it. And then here's the actual end of this quadrant. No gun spawns, that's good. We must have all of the ion capacitors then. Or at least I hope so. Or I'm going to be embarrassed 4 out of 4 times. Definitely possible. I am definitely not the smartest cookie on the block. Nice. And then I think... There you go. And then you notice here, you have some lasers that might kill you, but if you replace the energy cells here, you can make them blue, and then you can go right through them. See? Now, don't leave this area yet, because you're gonna need we're gonna need to come over here to disable the last shield generator that'll help us get our Primogen key. Or I say last, this is the 4th quadrant one. We need to go back and get the one we missed because we couldn't get it. We couldn't get to it as we needed the level 6 ability, which we now have. And then of course our torpedo launcher just helps this go by so much quicker. And then fun fact, you do need to actually hop on this bridge to even get back here in the first place. And then technically we could leave. We don't necessarily need to do anything else, but as I said, I'm going to show you what we can actually fuck with that one thing I was pointing at earlier. Because now we have 2 extra red cells in our inventory. And again, this is completely optional. But if you technically wanted to do like what I guess you can qualify as like a 100% one, like a 101% run. Oh. Okay, never mind. I thought you could actually insert the red cells here. You might be able to do it in the Nintendo 64 version of Turok 2, because I distinctly remember that you could insert the red cells there. But I guess it's fine. Anyway, we don't want to leave yet. We got one more Oblivion portal. And they're going to trash talk us a bit. But again, none of this really matters. They're just going to be like, ah, we're so evil. Yeah, so so they say. Again, this is all build up for the next game in the franchise, which we will play tomorrow, Turok 3. But I promise you, there's no real deep lore behind any of it. It really doesn't matter. So anyway, this is probably the most complicated... Did I kill him? Okay. This is definitely the most complicated Oblivion portal out of the bunch. Here, give me a strong weapon. Yeah, that seems strong enough. So this technically, I think this kind of operates in like 3 separate sections. We just went through the first section. Here's where your replenishment zones are. In this section, we have to kind of hop on these little lifts to flip some switches. I'm gonna just get him, since I'm already over here. Ow, why is my back all of a sudden hurting a lot? And I guess you're here. I guess because we already opened one door. Maybe that's where they're coming from. But yeah, these wheels open these doors. Which leads to... Yeah, that's probably where the red guy came from. Really? You dodged all my missiles? The AoE must be, like, awful, though, for you. I don't understand how you dodged all of it. He's also replenished these little corners here. We're actually kind of running low on ammo a little bit. We'll switch to my trusty Razor Wind here. That does not need ammo. All I have to do is just not miss, which no promises. Oh, okay. There you go. It might actually be pretty interesting to just use the Razor Wind for a little bit here. It does have this kind of cooldown in terms of coming back. So it's not the most ideal weapon to use. Again, if you can hit it right, it does extreme high damage and kills pretty much anything instantly. But again, you kind of have to hit things right. But that does the second section, and we'll open up into our third section here, which is just going to be full of dudes. And these are also just replenishment zones. Oh, and you're here too. And that's it. That's the final Oblivion portal. They did all that trash talk, and for what? Nothing. And we get to get our nuke weapon. So this is the nuke weapon. We do technically, unlike Turok 1, we do actually get ammo replenished for this if we use it. So basically what you do is you hold your fire button and you charge it up like this. And then you shoot out. And it stuns every enemy in the scene and then kills them all automatically. That's kind of what it does. So it's pretty powerful and it's pretty useful. It's a pretty decent endgame weapon. I want to go through the replenishment zone here, and I want to show you kind of what its ammo unit looks like, because you won't find it like lying around. You have to get it like delivered to you. But we've got some other. We're pretty low on ammo in general. So what we'll do is we'll just keep going. What did you give us here? Here, I'll take that. We'll keep going, and I'll use this on an actual enemy, but I think Adon talks to us like one more time. Yeah. Again, this is all build-up for the next game.
Thank the council that you still live, Turok. This new evil continues to confuse me. Though I do not understand its power, I feel that its source is eternal. Do not let this threat deter you. The Primogen must be stopped, or all is lost.
Yeah, so basically saying, like, this is kind of like our arch enemy. This is something that Acclaim... This is like the world that Acclaim was trying to build. And, it kind of pays off, but not really. We'll get to it. Where am I? We are not where we want to be. Instead, we want to come over here. In fact, I don't think there's any enemies to really fight. Any enemies left to really fight here. There might be... Oh, what in the world? Interesting, my vision just kind of snapped to the floor. Odd. So many strange things happen when I play Turok on stream. Alright, here we go. There might be some guys that I could actually use this on. So, yeah. So as you can see, it stuns them. They kind of like cook for a little bit. And then there's another guy coming after me, and then their bodies explode after a while. So that's kind of what the nuke weapon does. I don't necessarily utilize it a ton. Where are you going? Alright, see you later. I have to go, my people need me. And then this takes us back to where we just were. So we want to go backwards this time. I guess that... Did the nuke weapon even kill these guys? Oh no, I guess not. I wonder what happened to that guy over there then. Alright, another big bot. There's a grenade for you. And we're not technically what we want to be. I mean, now all we have to do really is go into the... Hold on, I gotta focus for a second. So now there's not really much left to do. one thing we could do, or one thing we're going to do right now, is go get the Primogen key. Man, back spawning me all over the place. We're going to get the Primogen key, which is technically right here, but we still have this one generator to disable. Again, we needed the World 6 ability to even disable it in the first place. Luckily, the generator points towards the door that it corresponds to, so we can just come over here. And then, if I remember correctly, the actual generator switch is at the end of the quadrant, so we wouldn't go through this portal, not the other one. He was just feeling bashful. He was just trying to hide. And we'll go a little bit... do a little bit of backtracking here until I can find where this is. Am I making a mistake? I might be making a mistake. Hold on. Let's go back. It might be... It's not an offshoot of this area, is it? No, I'm not seeing it on the map. I'm gonna eat those words later, probably. But I don't think it's an offshoot of that area. Instead, we're gonna jump right back down. And we get our circle again. We're familiar with the circle. It's the circle. I guess it's more smack dab right in the middle of everything. Okay, yeah, it's right here. So this is what the level 6 ability does. This is the Eye of Truth. It basically lets you see this this path here. And just so, if you were curious, this path is not here until you get the key. So if you try to walk this, you will die. So it's not like it's hidden in you, and then you can finally see it. But like the bounding box is still there. The bounding box is not there. So you need this ability. And then I would say be careful. You can fall off and just like die automatically here as well. But we're gonna take our sweet time, and then there's gonna be 2 bashful little boys. I think, is it 2? No, I'm thinking of World 5. There's 1 bashful little boy waiting for us. And then if you're feeling oh so bold, which I am, you can jump and kind of sequence break. And then, very important, this bounding box here, see this little floor that sticks out? This does exist. Be careful, because you can walk into this, not like, you can walk into this slide and fall right off of the cliff, so be careful. I normally try and jump right over that little blip there, because the bounding box is still there, and you can get an easy death from that. The Primogen chords. Yeah, unlike Bloodborne, you do have to collect all the keys to finish the game. You cannot just like you can't just collect all the keys and then get the bad ending. The bad ending to this game is actually harder to get than the good ending, which is you have to let the enemies destroy all the enemy totems, all the energy totems at the end of each world. Which that's hard to do because you have to literally just sit there and wait for them to destroy the totems. I think I've gotten the bad ending to this game like once. I don't even necessarily remember what happens to it. I'm sure somebody on YouTube has it. We're not going to be getting it. Where's the easy way out? It's over here. Great. So there's our Primogen key. As you can see, we've disabled all 4 generators. So there's the first one that we're going to get. There are 5 more, 1 in each world. And then we're going to get like a hallway of weapons like we did in Turok 1. Where's my... And then this is the only world to not have an energy totem. Instead, it just takes us right to the boss, who is called something. This boss might actually be called Mother. And then look at those jiggle physics. This is where they really use that soft skin animation. Anyway, Mother, or whatever she's called, is not too hard. You basically... She's kind of like the Queen, which is what I think the World 5 boss was called. Where you have to basically destroy her body parts bit by bit. But her body parts have their own health bar this time around instead of all being part of one health bar. Because as you can see, I'm taking apart her arms here. And once I get rid of her arms, she's going to be like, what the hell did you do to my arms, dude? But it's fine. See? She still has stuff that she can use. So now she's gonna use whatever the hell that is to have rocks. The last game was about dinosaurs. Here we're expanding the world. We're expanding the horizons. We're expanding the parameters. We're expanding the minds of sucka MC amateurs. But yeah, now we're into like aliens and shit. But arms again. I'm gonna focus on just one arm here. But all we have to do is we have to wait for her to come back down. There we go. And then you know that you got her arm and you can't damage it anymore when she doesn't have her little, whatever the hell it is, the tentacle that like spawned out of her arm. Oh, please don't attack me at all. Yeah. There you go. And then we have one final phase to this fight. I think it's literally like just her head. Yeah. Yeah, so all you'd have to do now is just shoot her head. And this is probably her highest damaging phase. But I think as long as you keep moving, you should be good to go. So I'm just gonna kind of strafe around her in a circle here. And try and get her head as much as possible. Right in her eyeball. And try and place these... I'm gonna try and place these grenades well. Currently not. Currently not doing well at all. I'm gonna try and shove a couple missiles into her face here. And there you go. That's the mother fight. We technically don't kill her. We technically just damage her enough to where she becomes afraid of us. And then, again, in the original Turok 2 version, she would just kind of back up into the fog. But because we don't have view fog, you can still kind of, like, see her foot. And there you go. There's all 6 worlds of Turok 2. But as mentioned, we're not leaving yet. We still need to get 5 Primogen keys. So the first thing I'm going to do... Let's get 6s. Let's get World 5s first. I guess. Because that's a pretty easy one to get. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this... Yeah, Mother's Foot. Isaac. The Binding of Isaac, Mother's Foot. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go to our super fast replenishment point here and just get all of our ammo and health back. And again, this whole area, super quick. So this should not take too much time. Great, that's taken care of. I think it's just gonna be... Oh, yeah, we need some nuke parts as well. Get some energy parts. That's what the nuke weapon looks like. This is like a cylinder with like a nuclear sign on it. Nice. And then I think... How much does the nuke weapon take? 5? Yeah. And then I think 10 grenades. Yeah, alright, we're all good. Sweet. So what we're gonna do... I guess we'll get World 5s first. We'll use the teleporting feature of the game. And I'll save. So that way we're not backtracking all the way to the end of the level. Hello again.
Turok, how may I assist you?
Yeah, I know. Super nice of them to just keep their weapons lying around. Let's go to... Could you go down? So I think we want to go to 5 Breeding Grounds. We want to try and go as late as possible into World 5. Yeah. We're right where we need to be. I guess I'll kill this guy. So, as mentioned prior, the Primogen key is you have to kind of go... The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this Ultra Health, because it's going to be useful for us when it comes to just backtracking. You have to go down here into this little water section that we've been going down. And instead of just hopping down right away, instead we just go all the way across. And I'm going to clear these eggs out of here. And that'll take us to our Primogen Keys zone. And then, again, we get our World 6 ability, the Eye of Truth, and another Ultra Health, which is great. And then here's the 2 bashful boys I was thinking about earlier. There's one. Did I get him? No, I got right in between his legs. There's one, and then the other one. Oh, there's 3. Maybe there's 4. There you go. Is there another one? No. Okay. So that's Primogen Key 5. And I'm going to try and make this jump. And then be careful again. There's ground bounding box right here. So jump over that little ledge, or you could just die. It is so silly. Nice, and then all we have to do is get to the end of the level. What the heck did I just bump up across? Hello, sir. Could you just let us through? Thank you for being such a gentleman. And then, I guess, we'll go in, like, reverse order here, so we'll go World 4. World 4's Primogen Key is right at the beginning of the level. Super easy to get. So normally with World 4, if you wanted to actually play the level, you would go to the right. But instead, we'll go to the left and we'll use the World 5 ability. And we'll get our wonderful transparency glitch here. A feast for the eyes. And then, of course, we cannot use our weapons for the very slow... We cannot use our weapons for the very slow World 5 ability. So we'll get shot by the fat dude here. And I literally can't do anything. I have to wait till I land in order to fight back here. So, be happy about the little shots you got when you got them, dude. So now what we want to do is we're going to need this cave door key. There you go. Take care of these guys right away. And then I want to kill this guy because he's going to continue just spawning leeches. Yeah, and then these leeches are going to like cause the screen to flash. Was that the key? No. No, you flip that switch. You get this key. And then this should lead us just pretty much straight towards... Oh yeah. I forgot about you. Goodbye. Did something teleport behind me? I'll check in a second. I guess not. Anyway, here's another Ultra Health. And there's your Primogen Key. Again, super soon into the level. You don't have to walk to get it at all. The next one would be the World 3 key, which would be... It's kind of sorta in the middle of the level. It's not too far. from the beginning of the level. Maybe, I wonder if I got the teleporter I need. It might be in... What is this one? I think this one takes you to it. If not, we're gonna be backtracking a little bit. Backtracking? Yeah, no, we're way too far into the level. We're gonna need to backtrack some. So this one, this Primogen key, I think is probably the hardest one to find, in my opinion. This one's pretty hidden. But basically you kind of have to jump off into some poisonous waters here, which we can now jump into given that we have the level 3, or the World 3 ability. I should maybe grab some ammo while I was here. I will. Oh yeah, I get to show you this. So, Scorpion Missile Launcher causes the green guys to kind of run in fear. See? He's still trying to attack me a little bit, but yeah, there you go. You can kind of see him like put his arms up in the air and go, ah! So that's what the Scorpion Missile Launcher kind of does if you have it out. It causes some of the lower level enemies to start kind of running away from you. I think the Perlin kind of do it as well. I think they have the ability to do it. Oh god. Kill him before he goes invisible. Get rid of him. Alright. So Primogen 3, or Primogen, yeah, we'll call it. Primogen 3 is right here. It's in this little area right here in the waters. Again, pretty hard to find. This is definitely the hardest key to find of them all. Just because there's so much water to swim through in this level. Oh yeah, see, he was running away just a little bit there. And then we'll get 2 tech guys here who think they can do anything. I forgot about you. And then we'll get this other guy. And there's Primogen 3. Sweet. And then I don't... What would be closer? Getting to the save point? Or... I guess probably just maybe going back to the very beginning of the level, maybe? I think probably getting to the save point would probably be faster. Alright, where's this entrance at again? Oh yeah, another thing about this whole section is that there is a water current here, which is where the torpedo launcher comes in handy, as it fights against the current automatically for you. Because otherwise, yeah, this is a pretty long underwater cave here, and you can, like, lose your breath. Alright, take me to victory, which is right here. Nope, I was wrong. Victory is actually right here. Yeah, there we go. Right? There's the life force. Oh, there it is. And now we will take a beeline directly back to that save point that we started at. And we will go to World 2, which World 2's key is at the very end of the level. So hopefully I have the save point that takes you just right there. What's up, dude? Right? Didn't I spawn here? No. I spawned later. I think? I'm trying to remember. I think I might be making a mistake. Because this takes you to the cages, right? No. This takes you to the bridge. I think I'm supposed to... I'm where I'm supposed to be at. Yeah. Yeah, because this takes you to the bridge. And then up there is the... We can't see it. But the save point is, like, up there. Yeah. This is all coming back to me now. Right. Now level 2's, or World 2's key.
How may I assist you?
Boop. So that'll be the very last... That should be the very last save point. Which is... Yeah. Great. So World 2's key is... right here. Yeah. You have to come up over here. And you have to go where we destroyed this barrel at. And from there... Hopefully none of these guys turn invisible. In front of there, we'll have a little bit of... You'll have Poisonous Waters, which is the level 3 ability, or the World 3 ability. And then you'll need Leap of Faith, which is World 2's ability. There's also some Leapers here that I'm just going to ignore. I don't think they can hurt us, to be honest with you. Okay. And then we won't be able to hit this guy at all until we land. But luckily, it's Leap of Faith, so it's way earlier than... Or, Leap of Faith goes way quicker than Whispering Winds does. For sure. And I guess there's enemies right there that are trying to get me. Nice. And then the end of the level is super close. So that's where we'll go to. And then World 1's Primogen Key is stuck right in the middle of it. Right smack dab in the middle. Right where the Ultra Health is that we did not get, which is super convenient for us. So we'll just go right into the beginning of World 1. This is super nostalgic, isn't it? I guess while we're here, and while we're just kind of, like, reminiscing a little bit, I might as well go over some of the cheats that you can have in this game. Which this is... Yeah, it's fine. I've got all the achievements in this game. So, the cheats here, there's some pretty interesting ones. I wish cheats like this still existed in video games, but there's a few interesting ones. You've got your normal ones, like invincibility, infinite ammo. You've got other things here, like Big Head Mode, which we're not looking at an enemy yet, so we'll maybe save some of those. Then you have things that change the actual look of the world, like Pen and Ink Mode. Pen and Ink Mode just kind of shows, like, vertices and lines and everything. This one kind of stinks, but it's kind of interesting, especially if we were to be looking at an enemy. There's Gourd Mode, which takes away all of your textures and just leaves everything kind of in a sort of a gray boxed state. It's very colorful. There's also Juan's cheat. What that does is it puts a face on the life force. So for example, yeah, it'll put a face like right here. And I don't know who Juan is. There's probably an article out there explaining it. But you could put Juan's face on a life force if you wanted to do that. There's Zach's cheat, which is a baby from probably like a development baby. So somebody who was probably born during the development of Turok 2. Wonder where that guy is now. All map just gives you all of the map. Dark City makes everything dark. So it just makes things super hard to see, like this. So if you were to do like an ultra hard mode run, this is something that you could do to make that even harder. And then there's Fruity Stripes, which is my favorite cheat, which turns everything, which gives everything like a rainbow overlay. It's not quite this intense on the original Nintendo 64 version, but it's pretty interesting altogether. Cool for Pride Month. There's also Super Rock Mode, which let's start getting into some of the enemies here. So if you've played the game Super Hot, then you might know where this is going. Because if you look closely, everything kind of looks like super hot with everything being white and red. Well, let's get to an enemy here. Should be one to our left. Yeah. So if you look here, I'm not moving. And neither is he. When I start moving, he starts going through his attack. See? So you get a super hot mode here in Turok 2, which is pretty cool. There's too spooky, which makes everybody run away in fear. So if he were to be running away, if he were to be, this is kind of what it looks like if you try and do the Scorpion missile launcher. This is what everybody does. So you'd have everybody run away from you in fear. And then flight mode is God mode, basically. So if you wanted do like a God mode of Turok 2, this is kind of what it looks like. Now you can fly around the whole map. So that's most of the cheats, though I want to do some of the other ones here. There's big head mode, which is an interesting one. Makes everybody's heads super huge. I'm a big fan of this one. There's also tiny mode, which makes everybody super tiny. It even pitches down the monster sounds. Makes them super cute sounding. And then there's stick mode, which makes everybody this stick. I guess it kind of like binds the skin to the actual skeleton of the character. So I love this one. This one makes everybody look super funky. That's a good one. And then finally there's big hands and feet mode, which makes everybody have big hands and feet. So that's all of the cheats that you could have in this game, and they're all really interesting and entertaining in their own ways. Now, if you want to get the Primogen key, I think it's the portal at the top that we have to go to. Oh yeah, and I opened this door and I never got this guy. You don't have to open that door. I guess I just did because I was talking at the time. Well, let's go get this Primogen key. And so I will wait to get the Ultra Health, because we're probably going to be hurt here for a little bit. Is there... I guess we could use the Cerebral Bore. We don't use it too much. Look at it go. Isn't that the grandest thing you've ever seen? What I will do is I will kill all of these seagulls. I'll probably be really bad at the accuracy here. Alright, there you go. And so that'll open that door and we can go get that Ultra Health once we're done here. And then, of course, I could have teleported here as well. Am I going too fast? Hold on. Did I pass it already? No. We haven't passed it yet. At least I don't think so. I'm trying to think about... Maybe I am in the wrong place. Maybe I did go in the wrong portal. I'm trying to think... This leads to the houses. Okay, I could have sworn... Maybe... Okay, I think I'm wrong, actually. I think maybe we need to go and backtrack a little bit. Either that, or... Is it right here? That's where it is. That's what I was like, I knew it's somewhere close. But here's where the Primogen key is. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of him. And there's gonna be a couple of his friends, just kind of all around. And you have to kill them to open this door. And then we can ignore that guy and just get the key.
Primogen key found.
And that's it. That's all the Primogen keys from Turok 2. That's why I normally wait to get them last, just so I can, one, get all the Ultra Healths that are associated with them. Plus, it's just like it's a nice kind of final journey through all of what we've been through thus far. And so the quickest way back to the hub would probably be through the save point. And then we're not going to go fight the Primogen right away. I'm going to get all of my ammo. What? I'm just going to fire in that general direction. Yeah, we'll get all of our ammo. We're already full up on health. And then we get to fight the Primogen, who is hard. Or, well, you just have to... Yeah, there's a couple things you have to be careful of with him. And we'll get to that when we get to it. Alright. I'm gonna guess... Is the hub all the way down at the bottom? It must have been... Okay, they must add it like a list and then just sort it that way. Okay. Good to know. Well, let's go to level 5 and get our ammo. Which I don't think we're low on much. I'm probably wrong. Okay, I don't have any of the Scorpion missile launcher. We sure did use a lot of weapons in getting those Primogen keys, huh? Alright, I think we're pretty close to done. Anything else? Alright, sweet. We are ready for the final boss. So before we fight him, I'm going to save. Because one thing that can happen is that if we do die during this boss fight, we're going to have to do the whole thing over again from the very beginning. And if we don't have Ultra Health, it could be a lot harder. We might want to abuse the save we just took. And you can do that in the original version as well. It's not like I'm abusing a modern feature. There's a save point right at the hub, right before Primogen. So you can still abuse the save. You just have to walk and wait for load times. Alright, so the Primogen, it's kind of like, it's very similar to a lot of pretty much every other boss we fought in this game. We're going to have a moment here where we're just going to kind of dodge some attacks. Yeah, we're just going to make sure not to get hit by that. And then he's going to spawn some cronies here. I'm going to start charging my nuke weapon now. And this is probably the best way to kill these cronies. These little guys. You kind of wait for them to get close, attack with the nuke weapon, and that kills all of them just like that. And then the Primogen we fight by kind of destroying parts off of. Oh yeah. So this, probably the best weapon for this will be the Firestorm Cannon. And we're going to have to attack those tentacles on top. And then one thing you're going to have to be careful of. Okay, it's not happening yet, but it will happen. Okay, let's switch weapons. and use the flamethrower. And try and get... Okay, and then he's going to try and regenerate his body parts. If he does that, he regenerates his entire health bar. So you want to make sure that doesn't happen. So when he stops and kind of like points his head towards the air like that, you want to make sure you really lay some damage on his head. Because otherwise it just makes this fight that much longer and that much harder. Yeah, see how I'm hitting his head? Yeah, there we go. So we just want to make sure that we don't allow him to regenerate. There we go. And then I think he's going to try and regenerate like one more time. Yeah. Make sure to hit his head here. Yeah, there we go. That's phase 1 done. I'm going to switch back to my nuke weapon. I'm going to look out for ammo while I'm kind of being bombarded here. Suffer my wrath. Alright, more dudes. Same thing as last time. Use the nuke weapon. Get them all. And oh, I might have fired my nuke weapon just a little bit too soon. Yeah, that's a shame. Okay. It's fine. We'll deal with it. Alright, next. I think this is the claw. No, it's his little claw. I think there's a bigger claw. I think you fight the bigger claw too. At least I think. Oh my god. So yeah, that's the attack I was talking about. And then yeah, see we have to do the whole thing again in general. Yeah, he can instantly kill you like that, which sucks. There's also another attack he does where he can push you off the ledge. So you have to watch out for that. So it's just constant, like, making sure you're attacking him, making sure you can't regenerate, and then, yeah, hope you don't get hit by any of those attacks where he pushes you off the ledge, or that sonar attack where you saw he just drained all my health. And then again, if you die, you start the whole fight over again. The whole fight. So we're literally not missing any progress here anyway. We might, if we're gonna restart the whole fight, my whole philosophy is, if we're gonna restart the whole fight, we might as well restart it with the ultra health, you know? Just seems like a better idea in general. Alright, so he's gonna do... Are you gonna do one more attack, or is he spawning guys? He's spawning dudes. Okay. Now one thing I like to do is like make sure to look at them as they die, because sometimes you can miss one. See? I did miss one. Or no, he's still dead. Okay. I guess it just took him longer to die. Strange. Right? Okay, there we go. Alright, tentacles on the top of his head. I got a good bit of him. Okay. Damn it. Damn it. God damn it. Yeah, if you could just stay still. Oh, he's trying to regenerate. And I think I got it. Alright, cool. And then make sure to get his head. And there you go. There's phase 1 all over again. If I wanted to, I could save Scum right now, but let's try and at least do this fight fairly. Again, he's not annoying. I got really unlucky with that sonar attack. Ooh, give me that ammo. Nice. A little late on the nuke weapon here. By the way, I think these guys can, like, multi-hit you if they do hit you. So I think they can be high damaging. Alright, now it's the claw. Yeah. What? Oh shoot, there's another one. Let's see if I can't just explosive shot his claw off of his body. What the hell just hit me? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I think I might be late. No, we're good, we're good, we're good. Where's the one? There you are. Oh, is his claw gone? Is it just his head now? Oh, sick. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So now he's gonna start flying around. Okay. Damn it, I wasted all 3 of those shots. And I think this is the phase where he can hit you with the attack that pushes you off the ledge, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I think that's it. Or if that's the sonar attack that killed me the last time. And I'm really lucky that it didn't instantly kill me now. What's a good weapon to, like, sap a bunch of health off of him? There you go. That would be the grenade launcher. Alright, sick. Dude, did you go away? Alright, we got one more phase, I think. Because he's not dead, or we would have gotten the cutscene. Okay. And hopefully that gets all 4 of them. Nice. I think he might even spawn another batch before he comes back down here. I'm gonna do a preemptive... Yeah, see? He did spawn another batch. And it looks like I got all 4. So what is this now? Is this his big claw? Is this big claw? Is he gonna come down here? Is he just gonna be mad? Probably, there's probably one little guy. Oh, there he is. Okay, so now we just got the head. So yeah, that right there is the attack that can push you off the edge, if you're not careful. Okay. Oh no, 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 no! Oh, oh, okay. Okay, 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 okay. He got me with that pretty awful sonar attack. Health, 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 health. Okay. Okay, he's flying in the air, so he can't get me. But he can kill me pretty easily now. That sucks so badly. Luckily, when he flies up in the air, he can't really do much to you. I guess he's just gonna stay up there for a little bit. Fine by me. Okay, I might actually have to bring him down here again. Alright, once I get this health, I'm gonna be a little bit more... Yeah, there we go. Ow. I'm gonna be a little bit more confident here. Any health that spawned from that? Just that, I think. Yeah, just like 10 health. Alright, come on, stay still. There you go. There we go. There we go, and that's game. That's Turok 2. Very glad I did not die there. And of course we get the good ending. Where all the energy totems come together and destroy him. He is gone. He is off of the earth. So that's pretty good. I feel like we finished this game between yesterday and today. I think it took like maybe 5 to 6 hours to beat this game. Not too long.
The combined energy from the totems has shattered his body and destroyed the last traces of his telepathic powers. The omniverse...
I love how Turok just looks so winded in this cutscene. Oh yeah, and then here's the tease towards the next game.
While I searched, a feeling of dread washed over me. A feeling unlike any that I have ever experienced. There is a natural balance in the cosmos between that which we define as good and that which we know as evil. Light and dark, order and chaos. Although I have been unable to gain any specific knowledge of this being, its energy signature feels as if it exists beyond either fundamental force. And one other thing, Joshua. Each time I scanned this entity's signature, I also detected the energies of the Turok lineage as well. Whatever it is, your ancestors have dealt with it before.
Bum bum bum. So there you go. There's Turok 2. As I said, one of my favorite games, but not a perfect game. There's definitely some things that you could definitely criticize. I don't think you can get as lost in this game as you can in Turok 1. Definitely not. The worlds are a lot more fleshed out, and the overall flow of the game, I think, is just much better. Once you get through those Prime Engine keys, you can start getting lost. But there's also reason to... You've also gone through the worlds before, so you should be familiar with them enough to where exploration should feel better, at least in that respect. Overall, even on this most recent replay, still enjoy the hell out of this game, still like this game a lot. We'll see how much replayability I still will have with this game going forth. I like it a lot, but I don't replay it as much recently. I just replay it now every once in so often if I need a game to where I just need something to play, or if I'm just like playing on the stream, which is what the excuse was this time. But yeah, super glad to revisit this game in general. So with that out of the way, that ends Turok 2, and that will lead us into tomorrow's game, Turok 3, Shadow of Oblivion, which is definitely not as good as either of the two previous games. So hope you're strapped in for that. But in general, that'll be the end of the stream for today, everybody. There's not really anything else to really show off with this game. I already showed off all the cheats. Oh yeah! I did say we could look at the gallery. So here's the gallery. So you can see we have everybody. That is a Styracosaurus is what we rode. And oh, okay, I guess they just call him Spirit Father. I figured that might be like Talset. And then you can see, yeah, each of these guys have some names here. I am surprised to have actually gotten Leaper right. What does Sister of Despair have on her back? I feel like I've seen that symbol before. Somebody who knows historical context could probably point that out to me. Yeah, but here's your cast. Yeah, what were you called? You're just called a soldier. Okay. That's what I think what they call them in... Yeah, and then these are the elites. And then you even get... Oh yeah, we didn't even get to see the Warblades. There's the Warblades. But anyway, that concludes Turok 2. Thank you everybody for joining the stream today. I want to end on Turok here. Or not, I guess. Okay, so yeah, that ends Turok 2. Thank you everybody for joining the stream today. Hope you had a good time. Should be streaming tomorrow around the same time, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be hopefully another 3-hour stream. We might even beat Turok 3 tomorrow. It's a short game. So with that out of the way, thank you everybody for joining for today. Super happy you guys joined and are watching the streams. Happy to do it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.